Hello, you guys. It's your girl Ada from Rome Reigns Fangirl channel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Found review. We are reviewing season 2, episode 18 today. I feel like now Found is actually getting somewhere because the last few episodes we didn't have gotten have been really filler based, not really living up to the hype. I feel like episode 18 just shows that 19, 20, and 22 are going to go out with a bang to where I cannot wait for season 3. Episode 18, I love how everything was crafted so perfectly. They took their time with every storyline that was being told within the episode. I just loved everything they did in episode 18. I'm really all behind this, trying to find out whether it's Heather's. Well, she is Sir's real sister. She kind of confirmed that in their conversation in the prison. But before I get into this episode, I just want to let you guys know with a little update that I will be officially wrapping up the Degrassi seasons reviews today. I figured since I'm already on 10 and 11, I might as well just wrap up the whole show. So we're going to do season 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 all today. We're going to do it. I'm going to get it done. So therefore, I could just focus on doing seasons. So I can focus on doing episode reviews for the seasons. I don't know necessarily where I'm going to go after I'm done doing episode reviews because Degrassi has been like the main topic I've talked about for this show. I'm thinking of probably ranking every season finale for Degrassi. I didn't have this idea for a while, and I just figured since I did the premieres, why not do the very last episode for every season? So once I get a groove of getting done with doing the episode reviews and everything like that, and I take a break, I will come back with the Degrassi ranking every season finale. We're going to do it just like that, and we're going to do it like that, period. And then I am watching Avatar Last Airbender and Big Mouth. Them are like the main two shows I'm watching other than doing Degrassi content. So once I'm done with season 6 and season 7 for Big Mouth, those will be up for a review. And Avatar Last Airbender, once I'm done with season 1, that will be up for a review. Just want to give you guys a little update back on the Found review. So, Found. Season 2, episode 18. This episode was really fucking good. I love that they finally found out that Heather is not who she says she is, that she is indeed Sir's half sister. One thing that I will agree with Heather on is that, well, not agree. I feel like Heather, you coming back and agreeing to be your brother's accomplice, knowing that he's obsessed with Gabby is stupid because it's like, no matter what you say or how you try to word it to him, Sir is delusional. He's like really in love with Gabby. So it's just like if you come for Gabby, you come for him. You feel me? Because he see Gabby as family, as a companion. He loves her. He's willing to do anything for her. He only brought Leah back, that's her real name, because he needed her to get rid of everybody else from the picture so it can't just be him and Gabby. But he allowed himself to get caught when he thought that Gabby was turning herself in by making up a plan and see like that they were all falling apart, the MA. So with Heather, I will say this. She is right. His obsession with Gabby has led him to prison, and to still be locked up behind bars and you're still talking about Gabby or you can't wait to see her when she get released, it's fucking ridiculous. Your obsession with her, you kidnapping her, is what led you behind prison. The best thing you need to do is just leave her alone, allow her to live her life, allow her to fucking heal, and you go your own separate way. Leave her alone. Like, I agree with Heather. When are you gonna realize that Gabby is not in love with you? She does not love you. Like, what the fuck? To her, you're just the guy who ruined her life. You are her goddamn kidnapper. Your obsession with her is what drags you here to begin with. And I just feel like his sister is stupid because, first of all, if you wanted to get closer to Gabby, which I feel like it should have been their whole plan, I get it. She's trying to hurt Gabby where it hurts most by, you know, being Sir's defense attorney. But now it kind of makes sense why she is his defense attorney because she's faking being a lawyer. No, she's a real lawyer. She just took someone's identity from a law firm. And the reason why you want to be his defense attorney is because you're really his sister. You want to make sure you do everything in your power to make sure your brother walks the streets free because to you, you think he's really innocent and you think Gabby should be serving time because she kidnapped him. But then again, at the end of the day, Gabby doesn't serve any time if Sir doesn't tell the truth on what really happened that day because Gabby and Don did kidnap Sir. But to him, to Sir, in the flashback episode when they kind of explained it to him, Gabby did him a favor. She didn't really kidnap him. She held him close to her, which is something he always wanted. So directly, the best place for him was being locked up in her basement. He actually enjoyed being locked up in the basement with her and being close to her. So it's like, I understand where Heather is coming from. I get her frustration that she feel like after everything she has done, he still won't choose her. He still wanted to choose Gabby. That in itself just sounds weird, that your brother won't choose you and you're kind of upset that he won't choose you. That in itself is weird. I do think she was behind the whole prison riot, for everything shutting down. I think she was responsible for all the power. For MMA's power, Margaret's power. I think she was responsible for all of it. I'm not going to say it was just no. I think she was responsible for it because she kind of threatened Sir in the jail cell by basically telling him that one way or another that they're all going to become crashing down, and that he's behind bars, she's out there in the real world. She could get her hands on Gabby. She get her hands on Trent. She get her hands on Don. She get her hands on anyone that's closest and dear to them. So she kind of threatened him and told him, listen, you done made me look like a dumbass by me helping you, being your fucking accomplice. Now you're sitting here and you're telling me that you don't even want to go to court. You don't want to do any of it. You better just spend your life behind bars and that's it. And the only way you're willing to go to court is to get you on a plea deal to where you can get free and see Gabby again. It's like, sir, what are you not understanding? The man is just delusional. I have nothing else to say. One of the main, I want to leave the Margaret storyline for last because there is something I really want to get off my chest when it comes to that. But, okay, I want to talk about the whole Zeke and Lacey storyline for a minute. I think this storyline is a waste of time. And what I mean by that is this simply. You've been building Lacey and Zeke up since the beginning of season 2. And I was all for them. I thought they were really cute. And I liked that when it came to them having trauma, that they understood not to judge each other for what they've been through and just be there for each other as family, as friends. But I feel like Lacey, you knew what type of person Zeke was before you and him got romantically involved. So it's like you being upset that he won't open up about his trauma. It's kind of like you gotta he needs time with that. You feel me? Because here's my thing when it comes to the trauma thing, when it comes to people who've been through shit. Why do you want them to reopen a wound or have to talk about something that was traumatic for them for you to try to understand? I get it. You want him to be more vulnerable. You want him to be more open, talk about his feelings. I understand that. But it's like you have to give him time for that because they still haven't given Zeke any material. And I have addressed how that really does bother me because I want to know more about his condition, on why he's afraid to leave his house. I know they said a family member was the one who kidnapped him and held him hostage. I want to know more. I want to know, when did it happen? How long did it happen? I really want to know more. Was he just held captive? Was he sexually touched? Like, there's so much more with Zeke that I want to know more about, that I feel like Found is constantly, like, really lacking. Like I said, so I feel like sometimes they kind of make it too much of the Gabby show. And it's like, I'm not mad about that because Gabby is the protagonist of the show. So she has to get the main character shine. But I also feel like you have a whole team of amazing actors. I feel like everyone on Found do their job when it comes to bringing that shit to the plate. I feel like every actor does their big one. And I just feel like if you're only going to give Gabby and Lacey and Margaret flashbacks on what they've been through traumatically, why can't Don and why can't Zeke get anything either? Don and still have not given a flashback, nothing about his past. I want to see more with him. I need to see more flashbacks. Yes, I want to see more with Zeke too. So I feel like when Lacey got upset that Zeke would not open up and tell her about the panic attack he had when all his computers and everything shut down, because she had to understand him connecting on a computer and everything like that is his way of the real world because he does not leave his home. But I feel like I feel like Lacey was kind of like pressuring him because it's like, you need to understand that he's been through some shit. And at the time, if he ain't told you what he been through, even as long as you and him been friends, You can't just expect him to tell you because you and him are romantically involved. That ain't how shit work. When you're together with someone or you're getting together with somebody, you can't just automatically expect them to just open up to you and tell you everything that happened to them. That shit takes time. Being vulnerable, that shit definitely takes time, because you could be vulnerable with people and they hold that shit against you, all that shit. So I could honestly see where Zeke is coming from, but I also see where Lacey is coming from. She's asking for more, and Zeke won't give it to her. And I'm not mad at Lacey for basically, leaving the house key and just, leaving it simply as a friendship, because maybe they should have just done that to begin with. You're never supposed to mix business with pleasure, and that's what they're doing, and maybe they shouldn't have done it to begin with, because now that you're in him or like getting romantically involved, you're asking for more and he's not willing to give it to you, so now you feel like you done wasted your time. I don't know, I feel like the Zeke and Lacey storyline, maybe it shouldn't have happened. Maybe they should have kept it a friendship, and that's my problem when it comes to shipping. It's like, can men and women not just be platonic nowadays? They can't just be friends. If they have too much chemistry, then they have to be a relationship. But then it's like, if they're in a relationship, then it ruins the friendship. And that's really what I feel with Lacey and Zeke. They were really good friends to each other, and I just feel like if you put them in a relationship, you're kind of ruining the friendship a little bit. Because it's like, if I can't be in a romantic relationship with you, then it's kind of hard for me to be your friend, because romantically as your partner, you kind of hurt me. So now it's like, I don't want to be your friend. You feel me? So I feel like relationships, I feel like TV shows nowadays get really obsessed with shipping to where it kind of gets really fucking irritating. When Trent pulled that fucking Christian box out for evidence, the look on Heather's face, that bitch was terrified. When she told Sir that he was rumbling around in Christian's box for evidence, and she thinks Trent is onto her and to knowing who she was, that bitch had all types of fear on her face. And I definitely agree with Sir. You went after him to begin with. What the fuck you think was going to happen? Like, you should have went out with a different plan. Like, you should have thought it out, like, better with your plan. And she was like, it's like, Heather, if you went after Trent to get back at Gabby, you should have thought your plan more fully. I don't know. I feel like Heather and Trent didn't really get any screen time for their relationship, and I feel like if it was a way to poke it at Gabby, they did a really bad thing, because it's like they didn't really show up together at places to see if Gabby is still in love with Trent. So it just makes it feel like their relationship was really for nothing. So I really don't care about the relationship. So when Gabby told Trent that she think Heather might be Sir's sister, I don't even know why they told him. Trent is really fucking annoying. He talked about, I was with her, all I gotta do is look at her in the eyes and just ask her to tell me the truth. It's like, nigga, it's not that easy. You're asking her if she's Sir's fucking sister. You think she's gonna just willingly tell you the fucking truth? Like, shut up. Like, that nigga is just so irritated. And then when you couldn't get the truth out of her, you went in Sir's brother's box to see if he actually committed suicide or was he murdered. And then when you couldn't get no answers for her, you came at MA and started asking us to roll around in this box of evidence to see if we could find something. Like, Trent, be quiet. And Gabby was the only one that was smart. That going to Sir was the only way she's going to get answers, because if it is his sister, he's going to be the only one who's going to be able to confirm it. I do feel like Gabby going to see Sir and being close to him again did bring up some old trauma wounds, because at the end of the episode, she did start shaking. I don't know. I feel like the whole Sir and Gabby relationship is kind of confusing. And I'm only saying it because, not saying, oh, their past and everything like that is confusing, because that's not what I mean by it being confusing. I mean that the writer of the show, the creator of the show, makes you want them to be together, if that makes sense. Because I'm really trying to understand why in the prison scenes with Gabby and Sir, why was she so surprised that Sir was protecting her? Like, Sir don't really fight for real. He do not get down. But the way that prison the prisoner came at Gabby, trying to be rough for her. The way Sir stood 10 toes down for her and was fucking those niggas up. She should know off the bat Sir really does love her. And I'm not saying she should appreciate it or anything like that. But I feel like she's in denial about how much he does love her. Even though she says that she knows, and when Don would say he's the most important thing to her, I think to her she just doesn't want to believe it. But I feel like in the prison scene when he was protecting her, from the other prisoners, because they were saying disgusting things like, oh, we could share her and things like that. And like he said, men are thinking of doing the most unspeakable things to you, disgusting things to you. I'm not gonna let that shit happen. I'm gonna protect you. You're safe in here with me than you are out there. And I definitely agree with her. I would rather have Gabby in the jail cell with him than out there with God knows what. You feel me? And I just feel like her talking about killing herself to make herself free for him, it just makes me feel like Gabby was on the right track by not having any communication with Sir, not talking to him, not anything. She was on the right path, and I feel like that was the only way she was going to heal if she did not have any contact with him. So I feel like her seeing him brought back a lot of old wounds, and that look that her and Sir gave each other when she was leaving the prison, when the guy came and saved her, when he said that he's gonna protect you, he's gonna get you out here safe, and he basically said that if she didn't leave safe, that he would kill anybody. The look that they gave each other, it looked like it was a look of love. Like, it is like, I'm not shipping it or anything like that, but like I said, I just think Mark Paul Gosselaar and Shanola Hampton, they have so much chemistry on screen that, and sometimes I just can't help but say, damn, I hope they get more projects after this, like love movies, whatever it is, because they definitely have chemistry with each other. And I definitely feel like their scenes together in this episode was definitely missed. I miss them. I miss seeing them together in scenes. I feel like since I saw them a lot in season 1 having scenes together, and at the beginning of season 2 having scenes together, that I feel like since the second half just started, their scenes have definitely been missed, to where it's like, let's get more scenes with them again. It's definitely been missed. So I really did like that. But like I said, her seeing Sir back old wounds, old trauma, because she contacted Ethan and said she needed to talk to him right away. God knows what that could possibly be about. When Trent confessed his feelings to Don about still being in love with Gabby, I did not care, because I do not want Trent and Gabby to be in any type of romantic relationship. I absolutely forbid it, because to me they have no chemistry together, and I just don't want them to be romantically involved. I feel like you could put Gabby with someone who's going to understand what she's been through and not judge her and think of her of the worst, because like I said, Trent is hilarious. He has a gray area towards certain shit, but when it's towards someone you love, you're not willing to have a gray area. So that's enough. That's all I really got to say about that. Can we please just give a round of applause for Margaret, the actress who played Margaret in this show, because she has literally been doing her big one since the second half just started. I'm not even gonna cap. She has really been carrying this second half with her storyline with Jamie and him coming back home. Like, she's really been carrying it. I'm not a fan of how they made a random woman being Jamie's kidnapper. I feel like they could have done better with that. I always felt like it would have made sense had it been someone that was a close family member and her husband knew. That's why he wasn't really big on passing out flyers and wasn't really like, didn't care enough to want to look for Jamie. You making it a random woman who took advantage of Margaret's grief and sadness and was getting questions out of her. It's just, it's like, I don't know. It just, I feel like they got the idea from a fucking Lifetime movie and they just wrote it on screen and thought, hey, the fans are gonna like this. I wasn't mad that Margaret finally found her son's kidnapper. She found a woman who caused her and her entire fucking family pain. That scene where Margaret told Gabby that she found a monster who caused her so much pain, I almost teared up because I felt so bad for Margaret. I do. She has so much healing to do. I really fuck with Margaret. I love her, and I can't necessarily blame her when it comes to certain shit, because sis was really going through shit. She lost her son for 8 fucking years, and she's just now finding a person who took her son, caused him pain, caused her pain. I want nothing for Margaret but healing, and for her to Jamie to really get back on track and talk about the trauma one step day by day. That's what I want for Margaret. When Jamie finally realized that Margaret was his mother and told the lady his name is not Nicholas, his name is fucking Jamie. I was like, Jamie, you better tell this bitch, because since the moment you came back, you been acting funny as fuck towards Margaret. And I wasn't fucking with that shit. So I love that he did that shit, because it just shows, okay, now I finally believe it. He is Margaret's son. Because at first I was kind of like wishy-washy towards it, because I thought he was an imposter. But no, he's Margaret's son, and I fuck with that. I thought this episode was definitely a 10 out of 10. And did everything I wanted. The only thing I wasn't a fan of was making it a random woman be Jamie's kidnapper. But it's really nothing I could do about that, because I feel like the rest of the storyline, everything like that, Jamie taking her side kind of makes up for it. And another thing, what was it? Gabby. When Gabby went to go visit Sir, he said something. I can't remember what the fuck he said. But that's all I have to say for this final review. Catch you guys in my next video. See you guys later.